I had an interesting comment on my video about Jesus, and the comment went as well, we all must, in order to live, we either have to be killed and sort of like the resurrection, just like Jesus was. He was prosecuted, put it on a cross, and then died, and so I guess the perception is okay, they pretty much got to kill me for me to resurrect and show that I don't have to die or hide. And okay, kind of understand that death is just an option. You believe what is true based on an observation of what's going on. Everybody's dying. Eventually, everybody dies. And when you see over and over again everybody just dies, then you develop a rule that, okay, life is all about eventually you die. But is that really true? And this is the wildest thing. And I know that, who the hell's going to believe this? They've been dying since man existed. Every single person, every single human die. So what kind of balls do I have that just says that's just an option? And it's like, we live in a world of possibilities. You cannot have a rule that says the impossible is always possible, um, except for this. That's a rule that just doesn't make any sense. You can't say everything is possible, and then have a few things not possible. The rule has to apply at all times. And it appears that anything that is impossible is always going to be a limited belief in something. But as soon as you open up your perspective to believe something else, then you open up the door to understand how the impossible is actually possible. And I don't see any human actually saying you don't have to die. And a lot of the Bible and religion is saying that we're after eternal life and we're after living in this heaven, but in order to get there you need to die. And it's like, and Jesus is going to come down and save you, as long as you're not a sinner, and then you'll go to heaven. And it's like, what does heaven look like? If you understand, money is the root of all evil, there's an awful lot of profit being made out of you dying. When you get sick, it's, you're not recognizing from the minute you're born, this life experience is nothing but an attempt to try and kill you. I mean, babies are dying. What in our universe is creating even a baby to die? There's a cause to everything. Everything has a cause. So as soon as you're born, the whole life experience is all these attempts to try and kill you. So it's not like you have to even be on a cross. It's not like you have to have these elites poisoning our air. It's a matter of, does that air need to kill you? Does all of these life experiences really have to influence you down a path of dying? And I get a kick out of Deepak Chopra, writing all these books on endless or ageless mind, or yeah, I forget the titles, but he's talking about you don't have to age, and um, how to live life and be positive and all of this shit. Then his father died. And then his father, I think, died very peacefully and with grace. and you can just see that the guy is in so much pain from his father's death, and the guy meditates like crazy every freaking day. He meditates to the point where his new reality after his father died is he's putting out into the world how to accept death, and he was even meditating on his own death. And now he wrote books on how to accept death. And he even, on YouTube, an interview I seen on him, he's saying that if we actually solved all the problems in the world, we would be mummified mummies not moving. And it's like, what kind of brain would come up with that logic? And I can see where he's coming from, that it's our problems that are the push for us to move forward, that if we had no problems, how would we move forward? What would be our next step forward? And it's like, why isn't it joy of life, excitement of life? That would be the push forward. Constantly searching for a new experience of how to show and experience love. Can that not be the force of life, to enjoy life? Then what is it that we want to perceive heaven to be? Like, where is it we all want to go to, and what does it look like? Is it going to be you just standing there, not moving, not experience anything? Like, is this where we're headed? Is this the eternal life that we want to experience in this heaven? Is all about you not moving because you have no problems to make you move? Why does everybody want to go to heaven? What's there? Like, if you can kind of open up your imagination to what you think heaven's going to be, that's your potential to create here on earth. Right now, you're experiencing hell. Life is hell. Because life, from your perception, is all about experiencing the problem and not transforming the problem into the solution. If you can see anything that's wrong, it's because you know something's right. You have a wish of something that's right. And it's your potential. It's your duty. It's your job. It's your life purpose to unfold what you know is right. And every one of us on this planet that are experiencing a problem has to know what is right. And if we all focused, if we all took responsibility in creating what we know is right, then we'd be creating heaven. And I don't think it needs to be a struggle, a hardship. I think it could be like a challenge, and you got to really understand DNA. That really, really opened up a huge door to me to understand what DNA is. And you can see it within the computers that we use, that you're talking through, in the internet. All of this stuff is nothing more than a reflection of the human capabilities. When you start to be aware that the left brain, or just that the DNA is like your DOS of your computer. It's the operating system that you experience life with. So, the background of your computer that just makes it able to turn on and accept software programs, that's like your DNA. Now, the software programs is more like your left brain thinking. It has all of the rules of how you're going to live your life, how you're going to perceive everything. When you put a software program on your computer, it tells you, well, if this happens, then do that. Do this while this is going on. I took computers. I know what it takes to make a software program, and they're nothing but if statements. If this happens, then do that. If while, do that. Like they are all specific to guide you down a path that the creator of the software program is trying to guide you down. And that's what life is like. The user, the experience of life, the imagination that creates the software program, is right brain thinking. And you don't see that in the hardware, the computers. It is the playing of the game that is the right brain. So it's not actually in the computers, but it's the interaction of the computer systems, which makes you redesign new programs all the time. I'll continue.